We're preparing.
There you go. We're live.
Are we live? Okay.
We are live.
Is she in the area of the wind and stuff?
Yeah, they had, I think one day they had to not have a music fest because of
The rain.
severe weather.
Oh, wow.
But it's going through from Texas through Florida, right? Tornadoes
that?
and winds and
Well, I think it was from the Carolinas clear south.
Yeah.
well, they had a bunch of tornadoes in Texas today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the credits and then we can chat, okay? We'll do that.
We'll be quiet.
Okay.
We can see everybody on the side.
How come? There we go. Okay, here we go. So, good evening, some of you. We are returning to virtual wine tasting in the era of post-coronavirus. It's June 13th, 2023. Tonight's featured AVA is Alexander Valley, and we're drinking some wine from there. I am David, your host, David Ayer, the wino snob of Wine is Life. Haven't changed the picture yet, still my younger self there. And tonight, here's the tasting panel for tonight. And I will show you their live pictures. What, stop share. And that's us here.
Hey,
So
everybody.
you guys know the routine. Go around, start with Bill and Dorothy, and we'll go around the screen.
So we are drinking a wine from Delormier, which is up in Geyserville at the kind of the upper end of Alexander Valley, one of our very favorite wineries. So this is a 2019 Estate Primitivo, 15.9% alcohol. Vines were planted in 2012, Yolo silty loam soil, 200 feet elevation, 18 months French oak, and they produce 16 barrels. And it's quite good. I've been sampling.
Who are you and where are you from?
Oh, we are Bill and Dorothy from Fairfield, California.
Oh, very nice. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Nice to be here.
Nice to have you. Nice for the gang to get back together.
Yeah,
It
it is.
is. It is.
I missed you guys.
We just need the other half of the gang that's absent right now. We'll get all together again. Sharon and Eric, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Do you mind if we go after Eric's looking up? He wants to do the same thing Bill did.
Oh, okay. Nan and Scott, how about you?
Scott and Nan from Waynesburg, Ohio, and we've got some silver oak.
Oh,
Actually found it at the grocery store and it was
2015.
cheap comparatively. And, cheap
Inexpensive?
comparatively. But it was, yeah, I was like, well, let's buy that. So,
2015.
and
Nice.
what's it say, Alexander Valley, yeah, Cab Staff,
Didn't look it up.
What'd you spend for it?
$95.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's okay. When you said cheap, I was thinking, wow, you thought a $30 Alexander
No,
Valley.
I know we spent way more than that. And,
No, it was 95, I'm pretty sure.
we were on our cruise. They auctioned one off. We got it for 125. So
If you would have bought it at the winery in 2015, that's about what you would have paid.
95. I don't know. I don't remember, whatever we bought back then. It's
gotta
long since
gotta
gone.
remember we're all the way across the country.
Oh, yeah, but we
Oh,
were
we
out there
remember.
in Silver Oak in 2014, but I probably choked at the price and didn't buy any, and didn't realize that it was all that expensive. David's got a Silver Oak too.
2001.
No, it's still.
2014,
What year is it?
What year's yours?
14.
Oh, well, we suck. Or is it 2000?
I got a question for you, David, before they start. Does yours
Okay.
have the alcohol content in it on
Yeah,
it?
yeah, it's on the side, it's on this side right here. On the front. It's in really
Oh.
light letters.
And real light, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, glasses time.
Oh, okay.
What's yours?
Great minds think alike. This is Eric and Sharon Childs. Show them our bottle.
Oh, okay.
We have a 2000.
2000.
Oh, 2000.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, you suck. 2000. That's right.
Well, Eric, tell them how many other years we have.
We have a 2001, a 2004, and a 2007. And that's sort of when, after those years, we sort of stopped going to Silver Oak because we kind of thought the quality had sort of declined, or it was just different. Because we used to always buy the Napa Valley
Yeah.
cab, and it was always far superior. And then around to the 2000s, 2001 and stuff, then Alexander started tasting better. But my understanding is that winery sold or something, or changed ownership hands, because it's just not the same as far as I'm.
Oh, Alexander Valleys. I didn't see that. I didn't see that on the side.
We've driven by it in the last few months and it definitely still says Silver Oak on it.
Oh, no. It says,
Okay.
always said
Yeah.
Silver Oak, and it's just changed
Different
hands.
ownership. he's
Yeah,
saying.
no, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be, I don't know. So let me ask you, Eric, what's your alcohol on yours?
Did you find it? It's not on the front.
Yeah, it's on the front. It's on the, I'll get the,
It's 14.35.
On the outside label. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
14.35.
It's
Oh.
right on the edge, right here. It's real
okay,
light.
14.35.
12.8.
Ooh, nice. Mine's 13.8. So they're all.
And our
So this-
labels are all a little different too. aren't
I mean, you can tell this is an older wine. You know,
Yeah,
it has the musky flavor or musky nose, and
they?
it's
Listen,
very
Yeah.
smooth though.
we figured we need to drink,
yeah, I'm happy that you have a 12 point something wine. That's where it used to be years ago, in the 70s. Thing was above, nothing even approached 13 back then.
Right.
Sounds like soda pop compared to our 15.9.
That's right.
It used to be one of our favorite ones.
I'd say your 15.9 is probably more like soda pop. It's probably sweeter,
We would
but you
go
got
and-
Primitivo. That's a whole different ballgame.
Anyway.
Good. Well,
thanks
I'm
for
kind of.
introducing this, AVA.
It's Jenny.
Jenny, what are you drinking?
But yeah, Jenny, what's you and Madison drinking?
So Jenny tried to get an Alexander Valley wine, but was a little late getting started. I was looking for the Coppola Director's Cut, but ended up with just the Coppola Diamond Collection. So I don't know if it's actually Alexander Valley or not.
Well, the winery is. The
Yeah,
winery's in there,
so-
that's
And it's
good.
the
That is my
Merlot.
selection for the evening. Yes.
Nice.
A Merlot. We haven't had Merlot for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think
So
Merlot is on the comeback trail here.
I think
Jenny,
you're right.
and Jenny, where are you broadcasting from?
Jenny from Davis. Jenny and
Okay.
Madison from Davis.
Jenny and Madison. So I'm David from Fremont, and I already introduced my wine. So I hadn't really looked at. I just picked it out. I had bought this a long time ago, probably at the winery, and I didn't really. I just looked at the back label. I was a little concerned. I'm interested in what, especially your Eric and Sharon's read on the back. Mine reads cellared and bottled by. What's yours read on the back?
Same thing.
Cellared and bottled by Silver Oak Cellars, Geyserville,
Okay.
California.
So that's a little bit of a concern for me. That means that they didn't make the wine.
Oh, really?
That's what that means.
Yeah, yeah.
That means that they bought wine and sell it.
That's sneaky.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we didn't like it. We just did not
And-
like it.
And ours
Oh.
says grown, produced, and bottled by.
Yeah,
Yay.
it's-
That's a good sign.
Okay.
That's a good
Well, maybe
sign.
that's why this bottle was cheap.
Well,
I'm amazed you found it. at
Silver
the
Oak is not a
grocery
cheap,
store.
is not a cheap brand, but I didn't even realize they didn't even make this wine. So I saw that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everything.
Dorothy and Bill, name of your label again. I'd like to write it down.
So it's Delormier?
Okay. Thank you. And it's in Alexander.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's one of our wine clubs.
Nice.
When you said it was one of your favorites, I was like,
Oh, so Sharon, we got that problem again. If you're not facing right the center.
I know, that's okay. I'm not gonna talk much more anyway. You know what? Here's another
not
thing
true.
that I noticed as you asked us to look at the back.
Yeah.
Look at what's happened to our label.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, that's kind of cool. That's a good thing if
Actually-
you're recycling glass.
That means that your cellar is well humidified, then that's a good thing.
Okay. We'll see what happens to the front of it.
And if the front comes off too, that's what's known in the industry as a shiner.
Eric I can hear him in the garage in the cellar, wine cellar, thumbing through something. Let's see what he comes up with.
He's got to put something different.
Even the Napa Valley says cellared and bottled by.
Oh, really? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and that's why we used to always get the Napa Valley one because we preferred it. And then in 10 or 15 years or something, we just stopped buying it because it just wasn't. We thought the Alexander was better.
And it doesn't, it's not our favorite, as we know something else is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I did buy. I had an older Silver Oak. I had an 05 in the cellar, but I only had one, and I had two of these 14s. And I think what I did was we did a little field trip from Inglenook and went to Silver Oak. And it wasn't all that long ago, so I must have bought it off their library list.
Yeah.
I remember I had my electric car, and they have a free charging station. So when I drove over there, I just plugged in their electricity. So that I only had the car 4 years, so it was probably I had maybe 3 years ago. So I was like 2020. No, does that make sense?
37 years
Mhm.
ago.
No, that doesn't make sense because 2020.
David was not 21.
We wouldn't have been going
48
there.
years
We
ago.
were not doing anything. Maybe 2019 we went there. Makes more sense. Well, I've got a little presentation about Alexander Valley I'd like to share with you. Oh, that came off too? Wow.
Pretty cool.
So let me bring this back up. So this is you guys. Can you see it?
That's cinnamon on there.
Are you seeing it? So Eric, how's your voice tonight?
It's
Fantastic.
challenging. What are we singing?
So it's a challenging song.
I think
It's
Madison can sing it probably.
There you go.
She's definitely got a good pair of lungs on her.
So it's 2 pages long because I couldn't fit it all on one screen.
Holy.
It's a Michael Jackson song. Billie Jean.
Okay.
Oh, you can do Billie Jean.
No, I can't do Billie Jean. There's no way.
Sure you can.
No, how about you? How about you, Mom? How about Jenny? Billie Jean?
I will try it though.
You can do it.
Not tonight.
I will,
Not tonight?
Not
Go
tonight.
ahead.
Madison, Billie Jean?
let me see it so I can,
Then it's called, so instead of Billie Jean, it's Moselle Riesling.
yeah, that's a good choice.
What's that big word right there?
Which
Lieb's
one?
Frau
Lieb's
Milch.
Frau
Milch.
Leap from milk?
Yeah.
Leap from milk. Boy, I can't.
She was.
She was more like a leap from milk from a winery scene. I said, don't whine, but what do you mean? This is the wine. Who will drink on the floor all the time? Said, this is the wine. Who will drink on the floor in split wine? Some told me wine was not too sweet as she popped the cork. Then every head turned with eyes that dreamed of drinking my wine. Who will drink on the floor all the time?
Anniversary.
People always told me, be careful of what I drink and don't go around drinking sweet white wine. The small A told me, be careful what I drink and be careful what you sip because the lie becomes the truth. Oh, Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. It's just a, I can't do this. I drink some of the time with Thai or Indian food. I drink some of the time with hot Thai or Indian food. For 40 days and for 40 nights, the wine was on the floor. But who can stand when wine's in demand?
He made it
Songs,
to
tunes, and
Orleans.
plans. Because we drank on
I
the
was just
floor
wondering whether he
all
was
the
stuck in
time.
Nashville.
So take my strong advice. Just remember to always drink twice. Do drink twice. Do drink twice.
Oh my goodness.
So we drank till 3. Then she looked at me. Then she showed a screenshot of my cellar and cried her eyes out. No, because we drank on the floor in the wine, baby. People always told me, be careful what you drink. Don't go around drinking sweet white wine. No wine. She came wild with a bottle right by me. Just a smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to the tasting room. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. It's just a wine I drink some of the time with Thai or Indian food. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. It's just a wine I drink some of the time. But the wine is not my kind. She says it is the one, but the wine is not my kind. She says it is the one, but the wine is not my kind. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. It's just a wine I drink some of the time. But the wine is not my kind. She says it is the one, but the wine is not my kind. She says it is the one. You know what you drank, breaking my heart, babe. She says it is the one. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. Mosel Riesling is not my white wine. Woo!
Woo!
And I was grabbing my crotch the whole time.
It'd have been better with a white glove on there.
Wow.
Very good.
Wow, thank you, Eric. That was, I know that was a tough one. I promise next time it will not be as difficult a song.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said. They were.
You did it good. You did it good. Okay. So, I want to do I have 2 shout outs before we go on. So, okay, one shout out is to my daughter and son-in-law for their 14th anniversary today.
Anniversary.
Congratulations.
Anniversary. That's Jessica and Nick. And then the other shout out is, I don't know if they're watching, but we met some people on our trip and they said they would watch tonight. So shout out to Becky and John from Boise, if you're watching. Hi, Becky and John.
Becky and John.
Hi, Becky.
So hopefully with this, we're not scaring you away. But if Becky does and John decides to join us in the future, Becky has a great voice because she and Sue did karaoke night, not one song, but two songs. So I know you can sing, Becky. So now I am scaring you away. But hope you like what you're seeing and will join us in the future. Okay, so let me bring up the presentation. So this page is intentionally left blank. Still, just like my mind. Okay, so we're back in Sonoma Valley AVAs. We've already covered Sonoma Coast, the Fort Ross Sea View. We did Rock Pile, and tonight we're doing Alexander Valley right here. So we'll proceed with Alexander Valley. And this is what Alexander Valley looks like. It's pretty. So let's see. In the 1840s, Cyrus Alexander arrived in what we now know today as Alexander Valley. His quote, the brightest and best spot in the world, he declared. Cyrus and partner Henry Fitch applied for and received a land grant of 48,800 acres from the Mexican government, Rancho Sotoyome. I'm probably butchering that. Cyrus would manage the ranch for at least 4 years, and in turn would receive 8,800 acres of land as payment for services rendered. Cyrus was to be the first to grow vines here. Others would move into the valley over time, planting grapes and other crops over the ensuing decades. First mission grapes, of course, but later Zinfandel, Chardonnay, and Cabernet Sauvignon. By 1889, the first commercial winery in Alexander Valley was built. Lone Pine Vineyard at Shadrach Osborne. Quickly followed Chase's Red Winery, whose first winemaker was Broder Relson. Broder's daughter Retta would later marry Osborne's son William and begin a family lineage of grape growing and winemaking that continued to this day. The AVA itself was established in 1984. Another nice shot of Alexander Valley. Weather and microclimate. The general pattern of the greater region is Mediterranean and is great for grape growing, of course. The nearby Pacific Ocean dominates the climate, resulting in wet, cool winters, 30 to 50 inches of precipitation, which recharges the aquifer while grapes are dormant in the wintertime. Summers are warm to hot and very arid, allowing for a slow depletion of soil moisture, which slows down vine growth at the perfect time, ensuring an ideally light exposed crop, and dryness greatly reduces pest and disease. The Alexander Valley is cooled from the south to north by marine air moving in from the Pacific Ocean via the Petaluma Wind Gap and the Russian River Valley. The combination is enough to heat to ripen the crop, but a big enough cool down to preserve freshness and acidity are key to wine quality. Here's another nice shot of Alexander Valley.
Oh, look at that.
And elevation and topology. So we have from 400 to 2,500 feet, stronger UV light ensures thicker skins that add color, flavor, and structure. Late summer temperature inversion facilitates ripening despite lapse rate. Higher elevation vineyards receive slightly more sunshine because of the fog line burns off sooner, but stressed soil conditions on the slopes extends the maturation a week or 2 to 2 weeks longer than the benchlands and valley floor. While these diverse terroirs, a mosaic of mature tannins that supply intense blackberry aroma and layers of tannin, give broad flavors to the wine's palate and contributing to a long, elegant finish. 80% of the Alexander Valley vineyard parcels are grown in the valley's benchlands, and the majority of which are clustered in the middle of the valley at the base of the Maikama Mountains, planted to Cabernet Sauvignon. Weathering, erosion, gravity, and water movement have further moved and settled things into a hodgepodge of soils that require testing and experience to match the right variety, rootstock, amendments, and irrigation schemes to each site. Another nice shot of Alexander Valley. Okay, so Alexander Valley, oops. I'm trying to- There we go. Cabernet Sauvignon is king. Oh. You're looking at me, I just fell down. Cabernet Sauvignon is the most widely grown varietal with the best results in the foothills, slopes, and mountains of the eastern side of the valley, which is the western side of the Mayacamas Mountains. Merlot, one of the world's most widely grown grape varietals. Merlot provides the flesh on the bones of Cabernet Sauvignon and often blended. Again, best grown in the foothill slopes and mountains of the eastern side of the valley, the western facing side of the Mayakama Mountains. Chardonnay is the world's most adaptable, versatile white wine grape. Without a dominant taste profile, Chardonnay is grown in Alexander Valley, takes on its own personality of tropical notes in the warm climate region. Other notable red varietals, Zinfandel, Petit Verdot, Malbec, Cabernet Franc. White varieties, Sauvignon Blanc and Viognier. Okay. Another nice shot of Alexander Valley.
David, what does
So-
that mean about the Merlot is on the bones of the cab?
What
What do you think that is? What is that shot from?
It's okay, so it means that when you're blending a Cabernet Sauvignon, it's going to help blend out the cab, so it's not. It gives it a better wine at the end.
Okay.
So now we're gonna go through some of the selected wineries. So Rodney Strong Vineyards. History of Rodney Strong Vineyards has roots that stretch back more than 100 years, a tale of families in pursuit of an abiding passion of wine. Rod's vision started over 60
Hey,
years to
It's
an
talking
almost
about
4
6 o'clock
decade
meeting.
long
Oh.
career
30 minutes
winemaking
morning.
emeritus Rick Sayer at Rodney Strong. For over 30 years has flourished under the leadership of the Klein family, fourth generation California farmers. In 2004, they received their top achievement in the area of sustainability with the Sustainable Wine Growing Green Medal Leadership Award, which is the highest sustainable certification possible. I've also got here a picture of Olivia Wright, who's one of the winemakers there. I know Olivia, she's in our professional wine tasting group, and she's studying towards her Master of Wine, besides being a winemaker too. Nobody has Rodney Strong tonight. Another great winery in the region is Jordan. Jordan wines are made in a European style and allows them to
Never
pair
seen
well
that
with
winery.
broad range of foods. Their winemaking
Shocking.
emphasizes the wine's fruit and acidity rather than its alcohol and tannin. Acidity plays two roles central to food pairing, cleansing of the palate, and providing balance. Achieving elegance and balance in the bottle drives all that they do in their vineyards and
We should
cellars,
look
so they
for it.
that every bottle of Jordan enhances the meal, not overwhelms it.
This.
Caretakers for nearly 1,200 acres that surround the Jordan Winery Chateau. More than 3/4 of the land remains wild with open spaces that myriad animals and plants call home. Preserving natural habitat and conserving resources are two in their sustainability efforts. The winery runs almost entirely on solar energy, and the vineyards and winery are quite sustainable. So, then a few of us have silver oak. Originally called Duncan Meyer, the winery's first name didn't sound right, so they or look appealing on the label. Silver oak was suggested based on the dairy barn's location halfway between Oakville and the Silverado Trail. The Alexander Valley Winery, completed in 2018, built upon the lessons and innovations in Oakville with accommodations specifically tailored to the production of Alexander Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. In over 45 years of winemaking, Silver Oak has just 3 winemakers: Justin Meyer, Daniel Barron, and Nate Weiss. Silver Oak became the first winery to own and operate an American oak cooperage when it fully acquired the oak in 2015, which is located in Higbee, Missouri. So they make their own barrels.
That's cool.
I don't know of anyone else that does that.
Well, that might be cool, but the second paragraph I'm confused, or else I'm like confused.
Or you're
Because,
confused.
no,
Could be
because
confused.
their accommodations specifically tailored to the production of our Alexander Valley Cabernet, but didn't it say cellared and bottled by someplace else?
No.
Yeah, well, it's a cellar and bottle, but they still put it all together. They put it all together in at the winery.
2018, and they have an older wine.
Well, that's when they built the winery was
That's when they
complete.
built the facility.
I think they had the
Okay.
winery in Napa, long before there, and then they built the winery in Alexander Valley. They still made wines from Alexander Valley. They just
That's the grapes over
Got it.
the winery there.
That
Right.
makes sense.
So, right, so I got a 2014, and
This is when we used to go.
Yeah.
yeah, if you look at well, this is crazy. So it does say cellared and bottled by Silver Oak Cellars, Geyserville, California. So okay, here's the other thing about when someone says cellared and bottled by, and they have an address in Geyserville, but we know that Silver Oak is actually in Healdsburg, right? We know that, right?
Yeah.
So here's
What did he say?
the scoop on that.
Silver Oak is in Healdsburg.
I'd say
Phillipsburg and Oakville.
Geyserville.
No, they said it's
Yeah.
Healdsburg.
Yeah. So the Alexander Valley, they're in Oakville for the Napa, but they are in Alexander Valley. Their winery is in Healdsburg. But this says my wine's 2014, and it was cellared and bottled by Silver Oak in Geyserville. So
Ours
a
is Hillsborough.
winery can use another winery's facilities to do
We have a
their
hover
operation. That's apparently what they did. So if we, none of us have a wine that's 2018 or younger, it'd be interesting to see what it says on the label on them, on those versus.
We have a 2018.
You know what I'm
Wasn't Eric
saying?
Insurance 2020?
No.
Yeah, he just said 2018 and younger.
We don't, and older, I think.
Oh, sorry.
No, and younger, so
19,
so
20.
anything younger than,
Yeah,
anything younger
we
than.
tasted
15.
there since then, and we weren't impressed with anything, so we didn't buy anything.
Okay. So we need to go look at labels that are younger than 2018 to see what they're saying on their labels.
But everything gets compared to Rubicon, so, you know,
Nothing else stands up to Rubicon. We know that.
yeah, I'm just,
We're just saying.
Yeah, well, we're kind of, what do you call it when you're
Spoiled.
leaning, spoiled, we're spoiled. We're
snobs,
spoiled.
snobs is what we call it.
We're biased.
Snobs, we're wineless snobs, yes.
Bias, that's
Okay.
another good one.
I got one more winery to bring up and then we can.
And
that's
you
the one
talked about the Jordan, and I
Yeah.
agree with the descriptions in that they do have their own taste, and it does seem a little more fruity, but not too fruity.
Yeah.
Fruity,
So here's the
fruity.
Coppola Winery. The winery was built as a fairly lavish attraction among Sonoma wineries. It has multiple tasting bars, tours, 2 restaurants, a swimming pool, a movie gallery, performing arts pavilion, and a park with a bocce court. Much of the film memorabilia, which had drawn large crowds to the Inglenook estate, has been relocated to the Francis Ford Coppola Winery to maintain the focus of Inglenook as a fine wine producer. In 2021, the sale, Coppola retained Inglenook and Winery and the vineyard where Francis and his wife Eleanor live, and Domaine de Bruley in Oregon. The winery has an extensive list of wines. This winery, Coppola, under multiple collections and at varying price points. The flagship is Archimedes, a Cabernet Sauvignon varietal. The 100-acre Archimedes vineyard in Pine Mountain, Cloverdale Peak, AVA was part of the sale. So Francis sold this winery in 2021, in part to be able to do his passion movie Metropolis, which is he's been working on, and they completed filming this year. And I went and looked that up, and oh my gosh, the list of people starring in his movie is amazing. I can't wait for it to be released. It's he's already spent over $100 million on it,
Wow.
and it's going over budget.
What's the name of it?
Megatropolis.
Megatropolis.
Yeah, Megatropolis. Yeah, it's his Bond finale, and he's going out in Coppola style with a huge movie, and it's a science fiction movie.
Interesting.
He's never done a science fiction movie.
But he did a science fiction series called First Wave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Yeah, I talked to him about it because
Oh.
all of a sudden the episodes ended. I said, what's happening with First Wave? He goes, oh, yeah, I think that's still on, and that's the extent of the conversation.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was on like
Oh.
Sunday afternoons and
It's the first wave of aliens coming to.
Oh, what channel was that on?
I don't know. It was 20 years ago, so I don't know what channel. It was a.
we didn't
20
know it
years
was a,
ago?
I'll look it up.
we
So-
didn't know it was a Francis Ford Coppola movie or a thing at first, but it was something where, and we didn't have where what do we do now that we can binge watch?
So 1998. It's
98.
You couldn't binge watch it. We had to wait every week for the new episode, and boy,
Oh,
it took over for us. We really liked it.
no,
yeah.
I might have. So it's only one season then?
There were
So
two.
there were
think there were two, weren't there?
66 episodes, so there were 3 seasons.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know how Francis was involved, but he definitely was
Okay.
involved.
Well, let's look it up on IMDb.
So can we watch it? Can we find it now to watch?
Well, it doesn't list anything that it's on. So it's
Maybe they'll have it at the cow barn.
We certainly enjoyed going to, back when we were members of Inglenook and this and Coppola Open, Inglenook used to give us the right to go to Coppola. We used to go to Coppola in our Sonoma visits.
Yeah.
And it was always, well, there were times during the reconstruction that it was a little bit, well, it was just very rustic at times, but
Did you go to the pool?
That was the name of the
no,
one.
no, it was before it was kind of before that whole pool thing. They did the wine tasting sort of in a back room when they were doing construction of the main areas of the winery. And
We stopped by during that time period once too. I mean, goodness, that must have been over 10 years ago now.
oh yeah,
And
oh, yeah.
we didn't know, but we told them, we were like, oh, we're members over at Inglenook. And they were like, oh, if you're members at Inglenook, and they gave us a free tasting, which we weren't expecting,
Exactly,
which was very nice
exactly.
of them. Yeah.
Right. No,
But yeah, I think it was before the pool and everything. It was just,
right.
Yeah.
my friends and I tried to go to the pool several times, but every time we'd like pick a weekend and check it out, it would be booked.
You need to
It
have
was popular.
reservations. You need to have reservations. You can't just.
Yeah, well, we'd pick a weekend and we'd check to see the availability, and they'd always be booked. We didn't plan far enough in advance.
We did eat at the restaurant more than once. I don't know whether, I mean, that again has been probably more than 10 years ago. So
Us too.
He's not
nostalgic.
he's not one of the directors. He's I wonder if it's just the Americans Zoetrope may have produced it.
but I know it's
Maybe because he was on there. He was on the credits
I don't
when we
know. Yeah.
discovered
It
it.
may be his production company,
yeah.
but he may have not had any direct looks like it was filmed in Vancouver.
Yeah, it was very good. I really enjoyed this.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put it on my watch list. And
Oh, Tracy Lords was in it. Maybe that's why.
really?
I'm thinking it was closer to 20 years ago, Jenny.
I think so too.
Because
or at least 15.
I had a nephew who got married during
1998.
that time, and Bill provided all the wine from
Oh,
was the
that.
Coppola Black Label or something like
Ah.
that. Bill had all the wine sent down to San Diego.
Wow.
We used to cringe every time we'd get those things in our shipment, like the claret or something.
Well, we liked it at first. Well, no, we didn't.
I don't know.
I do like their Sophia though.
Though the Sophia was
Oh,
fabulous.
yeah.
Yeah.
They at one of their events at Inglenook, they were featuring that with some sort of sorbet or something.
Oh, yeah. that
Oh
was the
my gosh.
Harvest
Where they were doing the Cabernet with the lamb lollipops and
That was the day you just
The
said
lamb
that.
The
lollipops.
Sophia was great for mixing.
Ooh.
You can make mimosas with it without feeling bad that you're using real champagne. And
yeah.
actually, at
That was a
the end,
great event.
before we stopped, we were still selling it there after the sale
For a long
of the
time.
winery. Their Brut Rosé was actually a lot better than the Sophia Blanc de Blanc. We actually liked that. We would mix the Brut Rosé with the Granita and make a little slushy. That was good.
Very Italian.
So let me just bring up the last slide,
Oh,
and that is next week we're doing Pine Mountain Cloverdale Peak AVA. So I'll make a song that has this as the music. He'll be in the front.
She'll be coming around Palm Mountain and Cloverdale Creek. She'll be coming around Palm Mountain and Cloverdale Creek.
Yeah,
We were in Boston over the weekend and I'm pretty sure I had that Pine Mountain Vineyards. It was Chardonnay. And I was trying to find our list and couldn't find the list on my phone. And
Oh.
I could have bought it if I could have bought it there, but I'm pretty sure it was Pine Mountain.
Yeah, there is, actually, the thing, there's no wineries there. So the learning on Pine Mountain, will be, Cloverdale will be very short. There are no wineries, and the only vineyard I know of is this one we were just talking about, the Archimedes Vineyard, that's owned by the Coppola Winery. So but you can find lots of different wineries use grapes that are grown there.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Hard to find in Ohio.
you're just gonna
Well,
have to-
Jenny, I'm impressed that Madison has been so quiet for this whole time.
Me too. She's out.
How cool.
She enjoyed her mid-afternoon snack.
Well, you're holding her, so I'm sure that
That
that's
helps
part of
too.
it.
Yeah,
Yes,
that
she's
helps.
already very spoiled. It's like, oh,
Absolutely.
you're whining. Oh, let's come hold you and grab
I
you.
can
That's just
imagine.
fine.
And also your arms get tired.
Yeah, but that's
Me
fine.
too.
I'm,
You notice I keep kind of shifting positions.
That's great.
So,
But I meant to show you, David.
Yes. what's
Wearing
that?
one
Oh,
of your
she's wearing it. Oh,
the
Oh.
mom is way more fun now that she can drink again once.
yeah, that's cute.
So she's dressed appropriately.
She is dressed.
yeah.
Good.
Good job. Well, how's the
I'm
wine,
open ears.
everybody? The bottle's been open for a while. How's your wine doing?
It's
Mellowing out nicely.
pretty darn tasty.
Yeah.
We have a council meeting to go to, so we're gonna have to bail out on you.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We'll see everybody soon.
All right.
Okey-doke.
Hey, Bill, see you,
Hey.
Dorothy.
Give him hell, Bill and Dorothy.
Yeah, they're trying to encroach on our wine growing valley. We gotta fight them off.
Go
Oh,
fight
wow.
the good fight.
So,
Bye-bye.
see you next week.
See you
Yeah.
next week.
We won't be here on the 27th.
Where will we be?
Disneyland with the
Oh, that's
boys.
right.
Oh, okay.
Fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be actually gone, but I'm gonna take Sue's notebooks. We're going up to visit Laura and Addie. So when do we go? Oh, not till July. In July, we're going up.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Yeah, no, just, and then at the end of July, we won't be here another day too, but just so you know, we'll be here next week though. We'll be here next week. I had to get over there to talk so they could hear me.
I think we'll be gone during the Russian River AVA and the Chalk Hill AVA, but we'll still do it, and I'll just do it remote again.
Sounds fabulous.
And the Chalk Hill, when is Chalk Hill?
It's the end of July.
July 25th.
Oh, we won't be here then either. We'll be in Jellystone Park. And we
Okay.
normally would join you, but we have the grandkids.
We have to go visit Boo Boo.
Don't let Boo Boo steal your wine,
Yeah.
or Yogi.
Yogi drives through the park in a little electric vehicle
Oh, how funny.
and just waves at people.
I think that Nan and Scott are a little worn out because neither of them are talking tonight.
Well, again, we just got back from Boston yesterday and they wore me out when we were there. We walked 4, 5, 6 miles a day while we were there. uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. It's like,
I thought
oh
it
my
was in
God.
Boston.
It's pretty fun in Boston. Pretty fun.
So how long were you there?
Just Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We left early Monday morning. But you know, that's part of it. You got to get up at 8:30 to get, you know, your flight and everything. And so,
Mhm.
and yesterday I was full of energy because I had an espresso or something later in the afternoon. And so I was wide awake and had a hard time sleeping last night.
Yeah.
So,
There is one hill in Boston. It's called, actually, I don't, yeah, it is in Boston. It's called Heartbreak Hill. It's like at the 23rd or 22nd mile of the Boston Marathon. But it's
well,
not
we
really
went
a hill.
to
Peter Hill.
Peters Hill in the Arboretum. It's
Yeah. and it
not
was-
all that far from their apartment, but you know, that wasn't the only place we went. You know, we went out to brunch, we went out to dinner, we walked everywhere. I mean, we did take a bus from time to time. And did we take a car? I think we did take a car one day.
Part of the Freedom
I
Trail.
Yeah.
think this is the tiredest I've ever seen you.
Yeah. We did part of the Freedom Trail. It was just like, oh my God,
Oh,
I'm
we love
so
the freedom. We love
Yeah,
the freedom.
I've done the Freedom Trail before. That was fun.
But also, how long does it take you to get to Boston from where you are?
well, we flew.
Flew.
Flight
Wow.
time, it's not, we went to DC and then connected in DC to go to Boston. But that was even earlier because we had to be at the airport. Well, we were up at a little after 3 or something like that, because we have a half an hour drive to the airport, number one, but our flights were like at 6 o'clock. So otherwise the drive is about 14 hours to drive it. And I'm not good at sitting. Oh, he's saying 10 hours.
10 hours drive time or fly time? No, it's 10 hours
Drive
to
time.
Drive
fly.
time. It's not 10
Drive
hours.
time.
Fly.
Yeah.
Like
Flight time is
4
only
hours.
2 or 3 hours.
I got it.
Just curious.
Yesterday we connected in Charlotte, and which is crazy, but
Yeah, that is crazy.
we fly out of Akron, Canton, and it's a small regional airport, and you know, almost everything connects. So
What's nice is you can connect and get a drink at that airport.
Yeah,
Well,
coming-
and how
if you-
about David? David just got back.
Coming
from
home, we were
Boston.
able to go to the United Lounge. So, but it was packed. It was crowded.
Oh,
and,
really?
we were in Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, it's a big airport, and it was kind of weird because their lounge is actually closed, and they were using a like a little cafe for their lounge. And
Oh, Lord.
when we got to the airport, we walked to see where our gate was, and it was a big, huge walk. And then we went to go find the lounge. It was all the other direction. Went to the lounge, no place to sit, and
You
luckily
wouldn't like that.
somebody was leaving their table, so they gave us their table. And then same thing happened when we left. Somebody said, "Are you leaving?" Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy.
But you had a good time.
Great time. I'm putting it all together. I'll when I get it all together, and I'll post it and let you can watch it if you want to.
Definitely.
It seems like if I haven't just on my pictures alone, every day I seem to have at least 75 pictures, and we were gone for 20 days, so it's good.
Yeah, you should just take one of those GoPro cameras and like pin it on you, and then you have everything. So you don't have to
Yeah.
stop and take pictures all the time.
Phone.
Yeah, I know.
So then I'll look at Sue's phone and see if there's anything that I missed that she's got, and then add it to it. But yeah, it was great. If you ever want to take Danube Rhine trip. I highly recommend this Avalon. I think it was great. The food was great. The people were great. Their experiences were great. Yeah, really good.
So it was great.
Yeah, they could have done better. No, it was really fantastic. So this is the first drink I've had since I've gotten back because I'm taking a break again. Except for so Tuesdays I'll drink. I'll have something with you, but and I guess 'cause I'm not drinking the whole bottle, so maybe on Wednesdays I'll drink too. But just the amount of alcohol we consumed and the food was amazing. I won't tell you a number, but I had a significant weight increase during this.
Oh, wow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, that's the dangers of the cruise because, most people that, visit Europe, and they don't have a cruise. They're walking so much that they
Oh,
end
we
up
walked
losing
a
weight.
ton. Every day we were walking. Sue said, you booked us something every day, and yeah, we walked a lot. But we also ate a lot and drank a lot.
Mhm.
Yes, they feed you well and you get like unlimited wine with your dinner.
So the happy hour, all the cocktails were free. Dinner, all the wine and beer was free. Lunch, all the beer and wine was free.
That's why they call it happy hour.
Yeah.
It was happy-
So
it
tell me
was
when you're
happy
when you're
3
when are you
hours.
walking? So tell me when you're walking between the drinking or
Yeah, in the morning and the afternoon.
You got excursions and stuff where you're
Yeah,
off.
amazing excursions.
Well, it's
We saw so many castles, palaces, cathedrals, medieval towns. It was almost like being in Fantasyland at Disneyland the whole time.
wow, awesome.
But no
Well,
Dumbo ride, no Dumbo ride.
And then talking about the weight gain and stuff, a lot of stuff is going on with WW. Our San Jose San Jose workshop studio. I went on Friday,
Mhm.
and at what time did I get done? It was a 10:30 meeting, and by 4 o'clock there was an email to myself that I received an email and posted on Facebook. Closed down that location. We have no locations in San Jose, Milpitas, Gilroy, Morgan Hill. The only location we have is Capitola.
Yeah, so we don't have any in the East Bay either. San
It's-
Jose was the last one that they said San Jose's still open. Now it's closed too.
wow.
And
closed.
but the other sad part is the virtual studio I had been attending, they closed it.
Yeah.
So now they're only the national ones.
Yeah. So I was doing during COVID for like 2.5 years. There were 2 virtuals that I did. One was here and one was in Texas because I just accidentally found the one in Texas. They closed them both within a week. Then I started going back to only because it's about 10 miles from the house. I started going to those nationals. Don't like them. There's 300
Oh.
people in
Yeah,
a meeting. But I
Yeah.
found in Salt Lake City, Utah,
Bunch of Mormons.
yeah, I'm sorry, I'm off the subject. I should just be quiet.
No, that's fine. I'm listening.
Because that's one of the reasons why I messed up is because they're not supporting us anymore. They're giving us all these things they're not what we have paid for. But I found one and they're not associated, they're called Me. It's something where as long as you don't go into a workshop to weigh, you can go to. And let me see, the one that I found, she's this morning, what time was it? They're 10 o'clock their time. The first time I went there, they had 8 people, and now I've let so many people know we have 2 pages worth, but we can still see each other. It's not 300, it's only 20.
Yeah.
I guess we have to do it on our own, David.
I think so. Well,
Our own support group.
and that's what I think that's what they want everything. to
Yep.
be. So much-
The only thing they have left that's any good is the app.
Yeah,
If
but
You
I'm
don't
not the
pay,
app
you
person.
don't, I mean, you can, so we're basically paying for an app. That's all, that's
So
all.
it's-
The app does the math for you.
So the
Exactly.
thing is that you know, they're looking at their bottom line, and you know, if
They're a multi-million dollar corporation.
80% of the people are comfortable with the app, I don't think they're gonna.
Well, I
Start
think
opening.
the weight loss game is like changing in the way people approach it. But I did Weight Watchers 15 years ago and loved it. And I loved the model they had. And yeah, the meetings helped.
Well, but you know, the weight loss things change, you know, like the wind. There's always a new thing. You know, now it's
They're
fasting and all this, you know, or
constantly changing their
no gluten
program.
or paleo or whatever it is. There's
Well,
always some sort of scheme.
They used to tell us only weigh yourself once a week, and then they start saying weigh yourself every day. So what's
Yeah, well, you know, different things work for different people, and that's what the problem is that, you know, you can't say, well, fasting worked for me. I lost 500 million pounds. Well, you know,
500 million.
fasting doesn't work for me. You know, I need
support.
And the only one thing you can say about 90% of people that go on these weight loss schemes is that in 5 years they've gained all the weight back and have to go on a new scheme.
Weight Watchers is not a weight
I
loss, it's a
understand.
journey.
I understand. It's a journey. Apparently, it's the end of the journey because they're closing all the facilities.
Come say hi, Sue.
I think that's one of the
Hi,
reasons
Sue.
I'm gonna funk.
Wait, let me get you so you can.
Start your own group.
We
That's
survived.
what a friend of mine said.
Oh, look at this head.
Middle of she was in the middle of the map.
Oh, she's in Alexander.
My head was on the map. Oh, look at our baby. How cute.
Say hi,
Oh, she's so pretty.
She was just sound asleep.
Madison hasn't
The
said
whole thing.
Oh my gosh, she slept through the wine tasting.
Yeah.
Madison. Her first wine tasting.
Mama needs a lot, right?
Bitter.
How are you guys?
Fine, how are you?
Good, good.
Sounds like you guys had a fabulous time.
Oh, too much fun. We're paying now.
Yeah, I bet.
Happy hour, it had to stop.
How long were you guys gone? I forget.
20 days.
Oh, wow.
Long time.
A
That's
lot.
so get to really immerse yourself in the experience.
That's a lot of
It was
happy.
So fun. It was so fun.
And we heard you sing, Sue.
Oh, did you see that?
No, I didn't post anything. I
David
just-
told us about it.
No.
You know what? I just decided I'm just gonna do what nobody will ever see me again. So I'm just gonna have fun.
If
David
it's on
posted it on
YouTube, then it's forever. No.
You leave it off on YouTube, okay?
Yeah, I saw it the other day on YouTube.
No one's ever gonna watch it. I
I
drag this
watched it
poor other
7
person
times.
to come up with me.
Yeah, Becky and Sue.
So what did,
500 hits, so I think it's.
what did you sing, Sue?
Oh my God, was the Dancing Queen for the 100th time? Oh my God, it's like
That's an ABBA song.
every night there'd be a singer or something, and it was always Dancing Queen, and I was laughing because everybody was dancing. You know, we're old, so everybody was dancing. And
Oh,
this
that
guy
must have been a
came
sight.
and his cane like this, and he's dancing. I was laughing. I told his wife, "Look at your husband." It was pretty, but you know, you got to get up and just have fun.
It was a really good group. Everybody was just so, there was no conflicts, nothing going on. Everybody was happy. Because we're all drunk. No, everyone's happy.
Yeah.
It was after dinner, so it's very likely.
Loosened up a little.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just, it's kind of nice because we've done several cruises with, the thousands of people, which aren't bad at all. I like those too, but we had 100 people on our cruise.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
Nice.
That's
Like
awesome.
they feel intimate.
When we went to dinner, everyone's in the same room, and it's everybody in the room. That's it. That's all he had.
Well, what about those trips that Engelmuck has?
So at the same time we were on our ship, they had a cruise in Bordeaux.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it a small one?
Yes, the river cruise. Yeah.
I think it's less. It's about 100 people, isn't it, or is it more?
Yeah, something like that.
The
Yeah.
Vikings were bigger, the Viking ships that
The
came by
Viking
us were
ship
quite a bit
were bigger. So we really liked what Avalon did.
But I think
all
they
of
have
them.
bigger ships too, but
Yeah, but it was really, well, we'll do an Avalon in the future.
I mean, we can't compare it to anything, but they did a
Well, it's
good
just like,
job.
other than that, we've only done celebrity before, and
Right.
we really enjoyed celebrity. I'm kind of like when I find something I like, I go back to it again and again. Sometimes I go to a restaurant and have something I really like, and the next time I go to that restaurant, I'll have the same thing because I really like it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
We did,
Yeah,
we did
well,
that
we
with
will,
Calistoga.
We already got next year. We already are working on that.
Where are you going next year? Oh, sorry.
Surprise.
Sue can't know.
Oh, Sue knows. She picked it. I made her pick next year.
I just don't like the plane. I know, and we have business class, so there's no reason, but just like going was really good. Coming home, I think we're just exhausted. So it's just like,
You're not alone. I
Yeah.
where I don't tell people we're home the night we're home. I tell them we're home 2 days later.
And I go even further. I don't tell them we're home before or when we get back. I just don't tell them we're home.
That's why I didn't really post on our trip. I mean, there was a couple of things that showed up, but I didn't post anything that we were gone.
Yeah.
And the house is still here, and the tomato plants were still alive.
oh my God, the tomato plants. They grew on their own, so I left them alone. We'll see what happens.
They were all volunteers from last year's tomato seeds that fell on the ground.
That's amazing.
And there's probably 20 plants
I
out
don't, I'm
there.
not
There's
even
like
looking
20
right
plants
now.
out
I'm
there.
still not.
Oh, wow.
They're growing in the path though. They dropped in the ground. They sprouted.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, you're the baby.
There's a baby.
He's
There's a-
making little noises.
I thought I heard it.
Thought I heard something.
No, we haven't planted it. We don't have time to plant because we're doing too many things with the grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
And then we
You're probably not planting anything else.
didn't fail to embarrass me because every
I'm not planting this.
at 2
at all.
o'clock at the
It
water
looks
supply,
like,
we
it
have
looks
a
like we
dance
might
break
have tomatoes.
where Sharon danced.
And grapes.
Oh,
You
and
didn't
grapes.
see here.
Grapevine,
The
yeah.
grapevines came up, so.
And apples. The neighbor's peach tree that hangs over our fence looks really sick.
Oh, well. Thank
No,
God
no peaches this year.
Need some TLC.
it
Well,
does for years.
it's in the neglected part of their yard, so they don't do anything. And we usually harvest their pears or their peaches because it hangs over our fence.
You're not gonna get to harvest them. What we cut off our, oh my goodness, look at her.
He's so big.
She's so big. Look at her.
Doing
It's
that.
gonna be a year. The end of the month.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. Already?
Oh, that goes so fast.
Wow.
It does.
So is,
And
so
that's
is
why we're doing,
Madison? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's why we're doing so much for the grandkids this year because ours are older and you don't have that many summers left.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you gonna go by Madison or are you gonna go by Matt?
I haven't decided. She kind of goes by 3 names. She's Madison, Maddie, and Mads.
Oh.
Oh,
Like that.
it just all depends on how the mood is.
The confusing part is I was in a madrigal choir in high school, which we called the Mads. And so I'm like, oh, that's going to be confusing. But I like it. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to let it happen organically, see what it
It depends
becomes.
on what you call her when you're running for her.
Well, there
When
must
you
be
got your
Get
finger
mad,
going like
get mad.
this.
Yes, and when she's in trouble, it's going to be Madison Childs. Huh. Yeah.
And she's cute.
But
It'll
she
be
is, she's
fun
been
to
very
watch
good
her
for you
grow.
guys. It will.
I was gonna say, she's a good baby.
It'll be fun to
She-
watch her grow.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you.
start acting up.
Your chicken.
I know.
I think we're gonna sign off.
Her time is coming.
Gonna
Well,
sign
thank you
us
for
off for
sharing,
tonight.
sharing her with us.
Yeah, thank you
Of
so much.
course, I wanted you all to meet her.
Of course.
She's adorable. I'm so happy for you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
We
been
all-
really special time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, there'll be plenty of those, trust me. You have a lot of them. Yeah, and your mom and dad will even have more fun.
Yes, they've been here and it's been great having them here and they get to share in the experience too.
Hi, Nancy and Mark.
Are they taking a nap?
Grandma, Grandpa.
Really, we're taking the opportunity to rest a little.
All right.
All right, so we'll see you guys maybe next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds
Bye,
good.
guys.
Nice seeing you
Bye.
guys.
Love you guys.
And Sharon, there, if you're not, so
Love you
do
guys.
what you need to do, because we all do what we need to do.